Alright, ladies and germs, I promised you a video of some more heavy gear stuff, so here it is. This is one of the stat cards, which probably won't come into really good focus here, but you can go to DP9's website and print off their stat cards. This is one for the Hunter, which is a northern gear for heavy gear blitz. At the bottom you have all of your stats for your weapons. And what they've done, and I really like this, if you buy or if you get a card for a hunter, you get a card for a hunter, and it doesn't list right through here is where their attack stats are, how many dice, that sort of stuff you get. Hi Siri. Everybody say hello to the dog Siri and the dog Jazz. They have been pacing all day because their mama is not home, so hopefully they'll calm down. At any rate, you get dice and such for attack value, defense, electronic warfare, and leadership. Electronic warfare I haven't really played with a whole lot, but I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of small, my camera's not all that awesome, but it's blank on the card. Okay, it's blank because every hunter could have a skill of a 3, a 2, a 1 in those areas. So as opposed to having to print off hundreds of cards for each individual hunter, they give you a single standard loadout card, and then you can write that in on one of those nice plastic sleeves. That way you don't have an issue when you decide you want to run a different kind of hunter or a more veteran hunter, if you will. Another thing DP9 has, these nice token counters. Those come in pretty good. The green ones at the top have to do with the speed of the vehicle or of your gear. That's a dead stop. That's hold down, which is offensive. That's walker. This is walker at top speed, and this is ground, which I'll show you in a minute, but the gears have two movement systems, walking and then wheeled for the ground speed. And then you have ground top speed. Now, they have cutouts that you can take and put this on a die that you can put right behind each individual gear. And the die they use it for, if I remember right, is I think one size up from these. Not much bigger, if any bigger at all, but right around that size. Alright, on to what most people really want to know about, the Mini. Okay, this is a Razorback. And the Mini went together fairly well. The problem I did have was with the arms. The arm joint where it joins is kind of small. It did take a little bit of holding. The cast out of the torso, the piece right here, has holes pre-put in it, but sometimes you have to drill them out a little bit with your pin and vise set just to make the holes a little bit bigger. Now normally I use this kind of glue, this extreme power thick, it's not runny glue. That won't work on some of the parts for these minis, so I ended up getting some super glue. Oh my god, it actually worked. This is a Grizzly, and as you've noticed, I haven't put any weapons on yet because we were still learning the game, and I decided not to put any weapons on. But now that I've had time to play a game and see that the standard loadout is pretty much the way to go with, I'll be using some of the weapons. This is a Jagger. I'm sorry, not a Jagger, a Jaguar. The only way to tell the difference on some of these gears, let me grab a Hunter. The one on the left is a Hunter. The one on the right is Jaguar. The only way I could tell a difference is the front end of their torso was a little bit, on the Jaguar, was a little bit further out, and on its head, which isn't going to show up here in the camera, there's a notch. It's not perfectly flat like on the Hunter. one of the complaints I'd have is that when you get the models, I mean, if you get them in this right here, it's kind of obvious. It's marked Razorback, no big deal. If you get them in the starter kit, you get them in these clamshells. They're not marked as to what they are. They're just in there. There's no markings. I would hope DP9 would put some markings. I would also like to see them include the stat cards with these, because when I got the Razorback thing, it came with some cards. So you know, I personally would like to see them do that. Granted, the Razorback is I haven't used it yet. As a matter of fact, I can't find its card right now to show you. Aha! This is the card that I got with the Razorback. It was pre-printed with everything on it, but it still has the attack, defense, and stuff at the top here. Electronic warfare and leadership blank, so that you can change that through upgrading your gear through threat points. Somebody had asked me about the rules for the game. Real quick, like, because I'm not trying to run on very long here. This is the main rule book, and then they've done some errata and printed out the errata and such in the field manual. The field manual is the most current of the rules. Now, I've read through the rule books here, and the rules are fairly straightforward. I like them. They seem to play out pretty well. I'm still learning some of them. Like electronic warfare, I haven't even touched. Just because me and my buddy are trying to get a grasp on the rules themselves. But, you know, as I stated, it's a fairly straightforward system. I hope to get some battle reports up in the next few weeks after I get some paint on these minis. Also, the thing is, in the starter box rules, you only get black and white. Now, there is an art section in this book. Let me find it really fast here. Alright, now, I'm not going to be able to find it one-handed all that easy. But you've got pictures of models. These are some of the tanks for the Port Authority Corps. But what they did, the big rule book, there is a color rule book you can buy. It's more expensive. Like here you've got on the back, you got some color. I think the bigger rule book that is all color, you can buy it. It's got a painting section in this book, but again, the painting section's in black and white, so when it's in black and white, I can't really see what colors they're using. So why am I even going to bother reading that painting section? I would like to see them put some, at least in the starter kit, the main rule book, this one, if they could put a color insert or something with some paint samples of how they did it. I mean, yes, they do have the big box here with the new packaging, and you've got colors of the minis right there. But at the same time, if you're going to do a painting guide, your painting guide should be in color. I understand this is the starter rule book, and it's supposed to be the cheaper version, but come on guys, let's just a little bit more money. You know, I mean, I would have paid an extra, you know, $2-3 just to have the painting guide in color. But at any rate, excuse me, lunch was good. At any rate, I hope everybody's doing well. Here's a picture of Jazz waiting on his mama to come home. Much beyond that, one quick shout out: warmongergameday.com is up and coming. It's Nataku's site. He's been promoting it pretty heavy. Go ahead, check that out, warmongergameday.com, and I'll try to put a link below right here on the dog's head. Probably not. But at any rate, check it out. It's a good website. It's got a lot of good information on it. It's more of a social site than it is his old site. So go check it out, warmongergameday.com, and see what you think. Much beyond that, Not a lot going on here in the world of me, so hopefully everything will continue at the slow and steady country pace I enjoy. At any rate, everybody have a good day. Say goodbye to Jazz, and y'all have a good day.